Anyways, who are we? And what are we doing here?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Nemo Wayfinder.
I'm MSal.
What are we?
We are Music in Transition. Hell yeah.
My mind is filled with empty boxes, scattered open and gaping face up in my way. The boxes say names, appears, and signify to me. Morning.
Yeah, very early in the morning today, so forgive the yawn. So we're going to start with a quick history on Empty Boxes, which is the tune we're going to play on today's podcast. Hey, creator of Empty Boxes, you want to give us a quick history?
Oh, that was the whole prompt?
That was the whole
When
prompt.
we read that as the practice, I was like, I'm sure that Em will have a more specific question.
Well,
So do you mean, like, since we started working on it?
I just mean, like, you know, let's say this is
points.
episode 4 and someone is starting here and they've never heard it. What would you want them to know about how this song came to be and where it's at right now?
Well, it's pretty much this song we, like, started our podcast with. So we had the idea for a podcast, and then, like, the first day we met up, we were like, let's make this a song. I had written it to myself through, like, text messages while I was at work. And, like, each verse was a text message, basically. And then, since the first thing we figured out was the key and the tempo, and since then we've been working on the instrumentation and, like, getting the whole song to go together.
Yeah.
And that was 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like it's been like a week and a half. And one of the things we said in our first podcast is how quickly you can throw a song together. And I feel like
the rest of the sentence is
and then you work on it for years. So what you'll be hearing today is very much music in transition. It is not done yet. It is getting there. Hey, what? It works on so many levels. So, we're going to listen to the song, and we're going to play it. We'll put it in the podcast, but we're going to listen to the song now, because I reworked the second verse piano part this morning, while Nemo was rubbing his eyes awake.
Hey.
True story, whatever.
Let me think of an excuse real quick.
Okay. So we're going to play Empty Boxes. So that Nemo can hear what I changed in the piano part, which is, I didn't change anything at all, actually. I just put it in a different place relative to the vocals, and I think it works a little better, and we'll see what he thinks. So we just listened to the latest version of Empty Boxes. Nemo and I had a version where most things were working except the transition into the hook, and the second verse piano parts felt kind of weird and didn't really fit. And I actually have clips of that, and I'll play you a little bit so you can see like how it doesn't really go together.
Got all A's in school, haven't figured how to apply them. Family thinks I'm a failure. It seems I can't deny them. My inner child's so pissed. Always.
And then this morning I came a little early and finished up sort of reworking those parts so that at least they matched better to the vocals. They didn't change much, but they matched better.
Always in school, haven't figured how to apply them. Family thinks I'm a failure. It seems I can't deny them. My inner child's so pissed. Always feeling defiant, only defying myself. I can't rely on myself. No matter where I am, I wanna be somewhere else. What if I never get a hold?
We weren't hearing the same thing, and at times when we thought we were, is what we found out yesterday.
Yeah, and we actually recorded that conversation, so I can put a little bit of it in for you.
You're playing the rhythm different after Born in 87, That's a Fire Rabbit.
Yeah.
And so that's throwing me off because I felt like the rhythm you played before was like part of what was enabling.
Oh, okay. The reason I did that was because it was kind of growing, but you're right. If the piano is going to be like the thing that's stable, it should stay stable, and the viola can grow. If that's...
Well, just before it was like at the like Born in 87, That's a Fire Rabbit, then you were playing one and.
That?
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're doing like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. But
So.
you don't like that?
Well, I just haven't. So I don't know if it needs to be the way it was before, but I haven't like wrapped my head around. Because to me, like the rhythm you're playing is a whole different setup, which is probably what you were going for. Like you're trying to find a different setup, but I'm like I don't hear it yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Like that's what you were playing before, and that's not what you played just now. You were playing the eighth notes at the end of the measure instead of at the beginning.
I do things a little different every time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're like understanding each other though.
But yeah, there were parts where just rhythmically, like Nemo is a drummer and I'm a violist, and I don't know if you know any viola jokes, but they don't reflect kindly on our rhythm skills, and there's a nugget of accuracy for some violists in that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing because
it's fretless. You can just wiggle your way out of any rhythm.
You can just wiggle, yeah, you can cheat on the viola. No, it's that like the viola.
Someone you went to school with is gonna hear that and be like,
"Stop shitting on violas!" Oh my god.
The emoticon with like the gust of wind coming out of the mouth.
Yeah. No, but there's like viola jokes about like, oh, this violist broke his arm. Oh man, how do you do it? Well, he tried to shift into third position, which is like moving up the fingerboard.
There's a whole MIT page for viola jokes.
MIT made that page?
You know that page.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Massachusetts Institute of Technology like has a page on viola.
MIT.edu. Viola jokes.
Oh my god, it is. It's MIT. Well, read us a viola joke.
How
our
is
newest
lightning
segment.
like a violist's fingers?
It only hits once.
Basically, yeah. Neither one strikes in the same place twice. How do you keep your violin from getting stolen?
Put it in a viola case.
You've read these, huh?
No, I haven't.
These are just really the stereotypes.
These are just really the stereotypes. So the stereotypes about violists are that they were all former violinists who weren't good enough at the violin and had to switch to viola. I wanted to be a cello player, but I didn't want to carry a cello. And then I found out what a viola was when I was 14, and then I switched to viola. So I'm just like a ignorant musician, not a bad violinist. I was a decent violinist.
This is a great website.
Read us another. We like don't have time for this, but read us another.
What's the difference between a viola and a trampoline?
You don't feel bad when you jump on a viola.
You take your shoes off to jump
Oh,
on
right,
a
you take
trampoline.
your shoes off. I have heard that one. Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
What's the definition of a minor second?
All right. Yep, we gotta end it on that one. That was.
There it is.
That's gonna be our outro. Outro. Noted. Anyways, what'd you think of Empty Boxes?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Press rewind. Oh, we were talking about how we weren't violists.
Oh yeah, rhythm.
And
issues.
so I was telling you like what counts. I wanted the notes to fall on.
Right. We were thinking about it differently because I was like, you don't just feel the music and go from there? And you were like, no, I'm counting the music, you fool.
When I write a song, I try to find the like something I like to do as a percussionist is think of or feel. I do feel out a rhythm, but I feel out the common denominator rhythm. I try to like find within me like the pulse of it and like what rhythm is at its core.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that is something I need to be doing too, obviously.
Well, it makes us a cool combination though, because I can't really do like I can't think about the way you do because I automatically go into that like.
Yeah. I'm less count and
Square
less like,
thinking.
but I'm in love with the way this note is sounding right now. And it makes it hard to play with people. Guys, I'm not done. It's like I'm a really slow eater. I don't go out to dinner with a lot of people.
Well, it sounds good now. When we were working on it yesterday, I was tapping it out on my chest while you played it on the piano, and I feel like that helped more than just saying, like, 1 and the end of 2.
Right, yeah, that's not, I don't think in those terms.
Yeah, because I count even while I'm rapping, and I don't count, like, every single beat, but I know where, like, which beat I'm on.
Right.
Even while I'm doing, like, words.
And you tapping it out on your chest helped, too, because that's how I keep time, is I tap my toe, or if I don't need to worry about, like, making noise, I tap my heel. So... yeah, it's like I need to viscerally feel the pulse. I can't just be told the pulse, which is, you know, a little bit of a weakness, but...
Well, one of the things I like about working with you, though, is, like, you're pointing out to me where I need to enhance my communication, and I think that my inability to, like, communicate has held me back a lot musically.
Yeah, we've talked about that a little, because even when you first play me your songs, like, there's aspects of them that I always really, really love and connect with, and then there's always aspects that I'm like, I don't get it, like... Yeah. And that's because there are 17 more instruments that are playing in your head that you're not telling me about. And if I heard all those parts, too... then
you would understand how that part fit.
Right. Yeah. But, like, one of the cool things about us is I somewhat play around 10 instruments.
Yeah, it's really helpful for me.
Yeah, enough that, like, I can pluck out the tune Johnny's trying to tell me, and then we find it on the instrument together. Like, we sing it, we find it on the instrument, and then I practice just that part, and I can play, like, one good part on each instrument.
Yeah, we are going to be discovering, I think, more efficient processes for making music, for, like, knowing how to communicate with each other. I want to be able to work with, like, any musician in my lifetime, but I think it's also important to form musical relationships.
Yeah.
And have, like, your musical, like, partners, because communication is such an enormous part of our daily existence, and it's something, like, you want to work on, but it's not what you want to spend your whole every day on, you know? Because the music itself is communication, and that's where I get caught up, because I'm like, I want it to just come out of my heart and
why
into your
isn't
brain.
It beaming from my heart to
I'm like,
your brain?
maybe if I look at you really intensely.
You do that sometimes.
Do you hear it now?
Like, instead of using your words, you just, like, give me a look, and it's like,
now you understand?
Oh, is he angry?
No, I'm just trying. I've been working on that my whole life.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
Yet,
I'm glad we're doing this podcast so I can know that. I always, when I don't understand a look, I go, oh, they're pissed at me.
Oh, no,
in case.
I'm just like...
Just in case they are. Then I start trying to correct. I'm like, I'll fix it. I'll be here till 4. I'll work on this part. Like, I'll listen to the metronome while I sleep.
I get pissed at myself because I'm like, use your words, Nemo. Like, you can make a sentence. You're a writer.
Yeah.
You can speak a sentence.
We're both such sensitive artists. You can't talk, and I can't respond.
But we still made this song.
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists, like, there are, like, really good artists who, like, can't leave their garages, but they can make this beautiful music, and there are people who can do really good, like, PR, but are kind of, like, crappy as artists, but they're still gonna, like, have a successful career. So like there's all these different, like, being a musician is really an ambiguous and vague term.
Yeah. I had a really fun conversation with Richard Chad Davis, who I said I would give a shout out to because he enabled me to get here this morning by giving someone a ride that I usually drop off. So thanks, Richard. And he's also one of the people who actually subscribes to our podcast.
And he's an incredible artist, so you should look him up.
Well, we were talking about this because I recently sold him my mandolin. But he was talking about how he really wanted to get to know the mandolin without listening to any mandolin music and without, like, having any input. And I think there's something really organic about having an instrument and seeing what you can do, like, without any guidance. Like, what would you do if you just had time in this instrument?
What would you do if you were learning this instrument the way people learned instruments for most of humanity?
Right. Yeah. And like weren't always in training mode, or like I have to practice, or it's just like about making cool sounds and enjoying the process.
I like imagining like instrumental primitivism of like.
Well, come watch Richard Chad Davis play the mandolin.
But I love the idea of like an early string instrument being invented and like being produced, and there'd only be a handful, and like and eventually it works its way down to like the poor people, like some richo throws it off the side of a wagon, poor person picks it up, and they're like, this makes beautiful sound. And I like having images like that in my head, or like I use my imagination for like to produce the feelings that come with an image like that, because that's where the humanity is in music, is like the way that you feel that gets you off rhythm. When you're like
got
not trying to learn chords, you're like, what's this note? Let's just stay here.
The way I play Bach would make most of my former professors throw up. Like I just stay as long as I want. Because I enjoy it. Like, I want to stay there. I want to embrace that. And they're all like, you're being too gratuitous. And I'm like, I know. That's my point. Gotta bend those rules.
Now I want to make a joke about, like, a violist going out to dinner and gratuity.
Well, I just recently had my first trumpet lesson. When I was in Boston, my old tuba teacher gave me a trumpet lesson. And he was like, you're such a violist. Like, there's 3 notes there. You're only playing 2 of them. I was like, oh, man, I never even saw that 3rd note. But it sounded good, didn't it? Anyways, you gotta go to work soon.
Yeah, I'm actually already late for work. But I told her I probably would be.
Okay. Well, quickly, what worked and what didn't work, we've already kind of talked about. But if we could summarize it, I feel like what didn't work and then eventually worked was our communication. Yeah. That's that segment, communication.
Yeah.
What worked and what didn't work. Yeah. Keep working on communication. It's important.
Yeah, it both works and does not.
Right. And then what are our goals for empty boxes? And so goals for empty boxes.
You do that.
Okay. My goals for empty boxes are to throw more instruments on it. You'll hear in this recording that there's just a tiny bit of trumpet, if you can distinguish it from the viola and the piano.
I actually didn't notice
I know, but trumpet players and brass players will notice it.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to amp it up now.
I'm just embarrassed. That's why I mentioned it. It was smooth.
Yeah.
It worked.
So I want to add some more of that. Maybe for next podcast we can have like trumpet throughout. That would be really fun. And I also want to get like a better mastered version. I feel like everything I'm trying to do, even with the new microphone, like it still doesn't sound super mastered. So we're going to bring a guest on eventually named Osram Taleka, because he actually listens to this.
So, our number 1 listener.
We have an upcoming guest named Osram Taleka, who is actually probably our number 1 fan and listener. Thanks. Who actually knows how to master tracks and is going to hopefully come on and talk about how we can make empty boxes recorded in a newly cleaned garage studio into like a song that we want to sell on iTunes.
Yeah, maybe he'll also tell us a little bit about his he just finished making an album called The Goddess Within.
Yeah.
So
he's an amazing artist if you want to look him up. Yeah. Osram Taleka.
He also has a Patreon, so we'll talk about all that, but
we have something special going on tomorrow. Tell us, Nemo.
So tomorrow we're going to be meeting up with a local San Diego rapper named Dago, who's actually named after San Diego. So it's really nice to see like musicians really like We know so many musicians here
Yeah, connect with the city as well.
And he's born and raised San Diegan. He's also a good buddy of mine, and we're going to be interviewing him about his mixtape that's dropping this Friday called Me, Myself, and I. It'll be up on SoundCloud.
Yeah. That's really exciting. Look up these people, Osram Taleka and Dago. And we will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is M. Sal.
I'm Nemo Wayfinder.
And this is
Music
in Transition.
1, 2, 1, 2. Oh my god, I did so many drugs. I can't even tell if I am who I was. Thought it would feel better to kick some dirty habits. Thing is, now I feel my anger got me running like a rabbit. Born in 87, that's fire rabbit, which is what I'm spitting. Cause my body will not have it to itself anymore. I gotta get it out, I cannot keep it in. Even when these confessions induce an shame, yeah, that's shame. I can't deny it, born under stars crisscrossed in pain and raised up like Goliath. Remember, my mind is filled with empty boxes, scattered open and gaping face up in my way. The boxes say names, appears and signify to me social anxiety from within my private space. What would your grandma think? What would your grandma say? I'm so uncool, I am considered a no-fly zone. Got all A's in school, haven't figured how to apply them. Family thinks I'm a failure, it seems I can't deny them. My inner child's so pissed, always feeling defiant, only defying myself. I can't rely on myself. No matter where I am, I wanna be somewhere else. What if I never get a hold of myself? What if my ego can't get over myself? It seems I am a donkey, always bringing up a storm. But they say you love that ass, so shake it like a porno. I'm in the business of making it awkward. Beg your forgiveness, not much of a talker. Bing, 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 bing.
It's gonna be a viola joke now.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the definition of a minor second? Two violists playing in unison.